as I want, and I love working from home.
In sales, we earn over-the-average benefits, reimbursements on mileage, and cell phone usage.
Whether you're looking for a career in sales and marketing, or you'd like to produce commercials or work hand-in-hand with our show hosts behind the scenes, check this out.
Send your resume and cover letter to info@espnhonolulu.com. That's info@espnhonolulu.com. We'd love to have you as part of our team. ESPN Honolulu is part of Blow Up LLC, an equal opportunity employer.
When we talk about reimagining healthcare at Hawaii Pacific Health, we're really talking about you. Because making it easier for you to be healthier is what it's all about. With video visits to see your doctor from anywhere. With virtual urgent care. With more clinics near where you live and work. And with a personalized approach that focuses on prevention. We're reimagining healthcare for you. Visit hawaiipacifichealth.org/telehealth.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 and K224FR, Honolulu, 92.7 FM. Sports Center is brought to you by Makai HR. Visit MakaiHR.com/value for a free no-obligation analysis.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. ESPN's Pete Thamel reports we can expect an announcement any day now about the expansion of the college football playoff to 12 teams starting with the 2024 season. The Rose Bowl agrees to the new setup, clearing the last hurdle for that deal to be finalized. Sunday, the Bengals host the Chiefs in a rematch of January's AFC Championship game. Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow with plenty of compliments for Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes.
He's the best right now. He's been playing the best all year. It's fun to watch him play. He does it a lot of different ways. There really hasn't been a lot of people like him come through the game. Has a lot of different ways to beat you. He can do it with his legs. He can do it outside the pocket. He can do it inside the pocket. He can do it down the field. He can do it with quick game. He's just the whole package.
Joe Burrow, Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts will miss the rest of the season after MCL surgery on his right knee. He got hurt against the Bears 10 days ago. Chicago safety Eddie Jackson will miss the rest of the season with a foot injury. NBA Finals tonight. The Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies 109-101. Anthony Edwards with 29. The Thunder beat the Spurs 119-111. Jalen Williams with 27 to lead OKC. The Pelicans beat the Raptors 126-108. Zion Williamson with 33 points and 10 boards. The Bucks beat the Knicks in New York 109-103. Giannis Antetokounmpo with 37 points, 13 rebounds. The Nets beat the Wizards 113-107.
Coming up Thursday is Jalen Hurts, the best starting QB in the NFC. If not Hurts, then Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, Thursday, 6 a.m. Eastern, on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you in part by
Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, IBEW Local 1186, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Hawaii Pacific Health, HGEA, and Pacxa.
Welcome to the final Call the Coach of the 2022 season and year with Timmy Chang. Welcome to Ruby Tuesdays, everyone, here in Moanalua. Coach, last one for us.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and it's just getting started, John.
There we go. I'm glad to hear that.
It really is, and I really believe when doors close, others open, and there's a lot of exciting things going on right now, and a lot of, more importantly, a lot of work to be done, and so I'm glad that we got to wrap up our season. We got it's our last show together, but as you know, we'll be plugging through the whole way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. It'll likely be spring, which, by the way, will be the earliest I think we've ever done spring.
Yeah,
February.
I've done a lot of spring. Well, we competed in the States. We've done a lot of late spring balls, and the benefit to doing them late, I mean, it kind of defrosts everything, right? Yeah. You do get the 4 seasons. It's the weather's a little different out there. I'm pretty intrigued by getting the guys on a schedule where we're coming off a season. There's a lot of learning. I wish we could have played more games because I saw how they were getting better.
Yeah.
So
do I, by the way.
Yeah, and so, the combination of getting them back, is there's kind of a, just a timetable to give you guys just a frame of what we're working with. The kids will enroll. We'll come back to school on January 9th. We'll give them a week off to acclimate a little bit, and then we'll have a 3 weeks of really kind of hard training. My analogy is when the Hell Week in GI Jane, and when they had the Navy SEALs kind of training, that's kind of what that's kind of the effect that we're going after, is kind of putting it on them in the first 3 weeks. Now we'll have a Super Bowl. I always told myself if I was ever a boss of myself, I would give myself Super Bowl Monday off, and so we'll do that, and then we'll come back on Tuesday, and we'll start spring ball for 4 weeks, and in doing so, it'll end the spring game and so forth. It's in the works where we'll do it in like March 4th or something, somewhere around there. Maybe we would have to do it earlier, depending on what the campus schedule is like, and then. We'll give the kids off a couple weeks for spring break, and then we'll get into 7 weeks of really good hardcore training, where we can continue developing the guys. The guys will take off in May. They'll take finals. We'll make sure that they end the academic year correctly, and then it's a quick turnaround, and they'll be back on campus in June, and we'll get ready to go to Vanderbilt, Tennessee.
808-296-1420 is the number to text or call. We've got a bunch of texts coming in, but there are a few things I want to get to first. Our last call, the coach, was prior to UNLV. Big win there. And then a loss at San Jose State to end the season. Let's just go ahead and quickly recap the end of your season.
Yeah, during the end, toward the end, the guys started to get a little better. They started to understand that we started to get in a little rhythm. Traveling wise, school wise, schedule wise, at that point toward the end of the season, you trying to keep them upright. You try to get them as fresh as possible for Saturday. The X's and O's are starting to come. Offensively, I know the quarterback started to get better. You could see some of the throws start to happen. Receivers started to get better. Tight end, running backs, run game was really good. Offensive line has been the most consistent. Mm-hmm. On defense, they started playing downhill. They started, I think the turn from New Mexico, the New Mexico State game. I always bring that game up because it was kind of the turning point for us. Yeah. Going into the locker room and just telling the guys that, hey, that's not the standard. And they kind of understood, and having a bye week and going into San Diego State, you can kind of see the turn on defense. Special teams, it was pretty consistent. There, at return game, you want a dynamic returner to flip the field, to give you field position, and that's a really big game changer for us. Toward the end, we started to put Tylen Hines back there because how dynamic he is. Yeah. And so you kind of see the improvement. You kind of see it trending the right way. It didn't, some of the games that, we felt like we could have been a part of and won in the end. And then there's some games that you're playing catch up the whole way through. These guys got to understand the consistency and the level of play and how we have to be better overall. Coaches, players. Just be more consistent in what we do to win these games.
What have you learned about yourself this season? 3-10, couple of good wins, a bunch of players that have stepped up. What have you learned about yourself?
That I can be a head coach. It's my first time doing it. There's a lot of learning curve that comes with the job. A lot of understanding of. A lot of different moving parts, and so you just kind of roll with everything, and try to, one of my mottos is always try to be 2 steps ahead, and so you got to try to see things coming. If you don't got it right, you got to try to make it right. A new problem will pop up, and you got to manage it as best as possible, and you just got to keep putting your kids in position to succeed. And so you got through your first one. I got through a whole. Whole almost calendar year, going to be January 21st or somewhere, and there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, we got off the flight on Sunday in the afternoon, and you take maybe those 12 hours off, and you're back in the office on Monday, and here comes recruiting, and this is probably the most important time besides playing these last 13 games that you're going to be able to put a team together, put a product together, add key pieces to your already guys that are in your locker room, adding the right pieces, and then developing the guys that they need to in the offseason. So there's a lot of work to be done, and for me, in my mind, this thing's a race all the way to March and getting it right.
What you're referring to, for those that don't know, is recruiting. For the first time, coaches had to return from its final home game. There was a 5-day dead period, but recruiting starts Friday. Coaches going out Thursday.
Yeah, we'll send some coaches out, to some places across the country. There's some guys that are still playing their seasons, playing in games, really meaningful games. And we want to see guys. We want to make sure that we have a presence there. We also have some official visits coming into town in the next 3 weekends, and so we're preparing for those. And then come Monday, we're a bunch of more coaches will be back on the road. Seeing people, getting in houses, going to schools, and putting our eyes on guys. But the landscape of college football continues to change. There's dates that are important in our recruiting calendar. Transfer portal opens up on the 5th, and so that's when you can start to go get guys that are getting in there, and so it's constantly and consistently changing. So
808-296-1420, the number to contact Coach. We're also streaming live on YouTube. You can check us there, and on Facebook as well. So go ahead and follow us at ESPN Honolulu on all the social media platforms. I asked you what you learned about yourself. What did you learn about your staff?
Oh, that's a good question, John. You're firing good questions tonight.
Sorry, I do that for a living. I think so.
I know. I just saw you after the World Cup. I've watched the World Cup and be coming on by 11 o'clock.
Yeah, a little bit too late for some, but Thanks for you watching Living 808. Thank you.
I watch you, John. I watch you.
Okay, so back to the question. What have you learned about your staff? I don't know if you were stalling or just complimenting, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of both, I guess. Right. That's what veterans do. They, if they're tired, they go tired. They squat down and tie their shoes. Act like they're hurt or
I get it.
So, the staff, the staff is the first time that we're together, okay? And there's a lot of learning curve to kind of learn each other, learn each other's philosophies, learn each other's personalities, learn each other's strengths, learn each other's weaknesses. And so you're kind of consistently learning all your guys, watching your guys. I think for the first 8 months, and even when we got into training camp, I did a lot of watching and because I don't know if I've said it before, but part of the job since January, to training camp was trying to unite the state and make sure that we were all on board. Or we're all if we're all in the canoe, we're all rowing the same way, and we're all doing the same things. And so my staff can't do it without this state, without this community, and without the university and the support of everybody. And so, for the first 8-9 months, that's really what it was for me and this job, being a long-time assistant, now stepping up into the head coach's role, and that's probably what the biggest learning, that you go back and answering that question. But as for the staff, I got to watch them, got to see them, and then when I start to see things that maybe I can help, support or add my input and being an assistant from those assistant years, then I can try to implement and help where I think the holes are. And so I really started to help after the Duquesne game. I started to jump in there head first, and that's when I could feel the guys, I could feel the team, and I could feel even the staff us starting to get on the same page, get on the same rhythm. And so it's all part of it, right? And the players feed off of your staff, and they're so important. And the thing I loved about our staff is that they care about these guys, they love these guys. They can't say the word love enough to them. Yeah. And they're really trying to coach their butts off to make sure that we we win these games.
Plus,
proud of them.
You kind of had to learn who they were too, as well. I mean, because for some of them, you didn't know them before hiring them.
No,
you just knew they were good coaches. You didn't know what kind of people they were. I mean, I'm assuming you probably did a little bit of background.
I played with a couple guys. Never coached with them. I brought 3 coaches over. 2 were quality control guys. I call them my point guys on offense and defense. And they're off the field coaches. And then I brought Coach Sheffield with me. And those are the only guys that I was really familiar with and kind of been in battle with. And so everybody else it's a learning curve, and it's getting to know each other's personalities and fill each other out and then understand how everybody can fit into the puzzle and make the puzzle right.
So we're going to be talking about what's next as far as who you need when you go out recruiting. Do you go out recruiting, by the way?
Yes.
You do go out?
Yes.
You guys all have certain regions too, right?
For a head coach at this point, when the head coaches go out and it's December, January, during this time I go to the most important people and get in front of the most important players that we need to see.
Okay.
And so our assistant coaches will get out and they'll scour and they'll put eyes on guys, and it's like you have a plan about high school. You know where the high school guys are. You have a plan about JUCO. You know where the JUCO guys are. Now the portal adds another layer to it.
Yeah.
And so how that fits into the puzzle of this thing is, Lavana, our travel agent, she might get a plan and then all of a sudden it has to change.
Oh, yeah.
I feel for that.
Yeah. She had to deal with me a couple times. Okay, we're almost going to take our first time out, but you guys know what time it is. Random question time. Sunny side up or scrambled?
Sunny side up.
Kimchi or traditional fried rice?
Traditional fried rice.
Okay. But do you eat kimchi fried rice?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like it?
I do.
Okay. But you wouldn't order it. If you could have the choice, you'd go with traditional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aloha shoyu or kikoman? See what I did there? By the way, want to recognize the Chang Gang's back. Okay, I don't want you to have to answer that because Aloha shoyu actually sponsors Sam Toys in the Kitchen. So
that was really political in Hawaii.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You draw lines.
Slippers with the thing between the toes or slide-ons?
Oh, the thongs.
There you go.
Where's Kate?
Do you wear a thong?
No.
Wired or wireless headphones?
Wireless.
Except for what we're doing right now. Okay, quick break. We'll be back with more Ruby Tuesday Moanalua after this timeout. 808-296-1420. Call the coach with Timmy Chang.
Extra, extra. Hear all about it. Hi-Fi CU's latest certificate rate is now 4.00% APY. That is truly extra. Get the highest rate in town. Don't miss your chance to earn more. Earn 4.00% APY on a 15-month certificate with a $2,000 minimum. Get your Hi-Fi CU extra rate today. Check out Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union at hificu.com. New money only. Rates are simple interest paid monthly. Rates subject to change without notice. 15-month special for new funds only. APY equals annual percentage yield. Federally insured by NCUA.
When we talk about reimagining healthcare at Hawaii Pacific Health, we're really talking about you. Because making it easier for you to be healthier is what it's all about. With video visits to see your doctor from anywhere. With virtual urgent care. With more clinics near where you live and work. And with a personalized approach that focuses on prevention. We're reimagining healthcare for you. Visit hawaiipacifichealth.org/telehealth.
Hawaii's holiday tradition is back. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl returns Christmas Eve, up close and personal at the Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders and the San Diego State Aztecs clash in the first postseason game on campus. Plus, $100,000 will be donated for Hawaii teachers and classrooms. Made in Hawaii, played in Hawaii. The 2022 Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Tickets at etickethawaii.com. For details, visit thehawaiibowl.com. Let's fill the house for this ESPN televised game. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl.
Pacxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 450 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at Pacxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
And we're high-fiving Coach Timmy Chang and our final Call the Coach with the head coach here at Ruby Tuesday Moanalua. And again, we will have Aran Ganat. This was just mentioned to the crowd here. We'll have men's basketball head coach Aran Ganat on December 12th, which, by the way, after this show, we are going straight to the Simplify Arena at the Stan Sheriff Center for the men's basketball game against Texas A&M Commerce. So stay tuned for that after we get to some of your texts. Here to Coach Timmy Chang. I mentioned it, so maybe that's why they're asking. But, John, will you have Coach Chang on Sam Choi's in the kitchen? Also, will Coach be moving forward to implement a full run-and-shoot offense or RPO? So I kind of buried it. But you can answer the first one first, and then we'll get to the second one.
Yeah,
we're going to – as soon as he okays it with the true head coach of the household, we'll figure that out.
Yes. Yeah? No, we need to do a show.
Okay.
We need to do a show.
He just doesn't have 4 hours to hang out and cook with us. That's about how long it takes to do a show. Okay, so let's get to the second part of that question. Will you be moving forward and implementing a full run-and-shoot offense? We talked about this. Will you be getting rid of the word concepts?
You brought the word concepts.
Well, everybody's talking about it. I'm just using what everybody's talking about.
No, we'll go run and shoot and
full run and shoot.
Yeah, and we'll look to throw the ball. We'll look to throw the ball and also run. The thing about it is, it's funny because our tight end ended up being our first team all conference,
which was amazing.
I don't know if you
congratulations to Caleb Phillips. Yeah,
and when you got a big guy in there that can run, he adds another element to the game, and we got some guys. I'm pretty excited about a couple guys that we have. Grayson Morgan got injured, at Colorado State, and he can go. And then I'm really excited about Devin Tawefa, a kid from St. Louis. I mean, the kid is working hard. He's 6'4". He's long. He can run. He played receiver. I like him long. I like that they have a receiver background, and then they kind of form into tight ends. It's the same thing that we've done with Cole Turner at Nevada and made him an NFL guy. And so, these tight ends that come to this program, I was able to coach the room for 3 years, and kind of you start teaching them run and shoot, and what we're doing in the pass game wise, but then they also add a different element blocking on the perimeter, but they also add an extra gap when you bring them inside, and so it gives Tylen and DJ Parsons, some running lanes and stuff. So, the run and shoot can only complement all that what that long body running tight end can do for you. And so, any 6'4" receivers that run well and catch the ball well, you can start to see that we can form their bodies into a tight end looking guy. And so, I'm always on the lookout for those type of guys, and I won't I won't budge with 6'1" or 6'2". That's not. I want them long, and I want to be able to run.
Okay. By the way, Caleb Phillips, one of the nicest guys. It couldn't have happened to a better guy. He's just such a fine gentleman, although he's almost my age because he's been there, what, six years now?
Yeah, and that's happening. I mean, our San Jose receiver, Elijah Cooks, who we played against, was at Nevada for a number of years. He's a 6-year guy. There's just a lot of 6-year guys. It's more common because of the COVID year. And really, when you talk about recruiting, it kind of backs up a little bit of the recruiting depth. And so some of the high school kids get lost in the shuffle. But, it's those guys that get lost, I'll give you a perfect example that another guy that made honorable mention, Peter Manuma.
Yeah.
Peter Manuma is a guy that got lost in the shuffle with COVID and being a high school guy and everybody thinking there's transfers and going after ready-made guys. Well, Peter comes in on a gray shirt. He goes through development year. He puts on 30 pounds you should see his transformation from 165 pounds to 195 pounds. And now he's one of the better safeties in the league, and he's going to be special when it's said and done. And so, you just kind of look at the philosophies and the things that we've been really good, and I think that's why you guys are clapping because the run and shoot has been a staple part of Hawaii football, and every coach that has ran it, every head coach that has ran the run and shoot, they've been successful. So I'm hoping that we're very successful, and it equates to wins.
And if that team is half as successful as when you ran it, we're in good shape.
I'll tell you what.
I know you don't want to talk about yourself, but you are a record-setting quarterback. It'll be nice to be able to do what you do.
Right, and here's the thing, right? I had we're doing exit interviews with all our guys, and I didn't get to. I was kind of I'm talking to all the seniors, okay, and the seniors are the priority first because life after football is important to me. It's what we're selling here, right? You come to Hawaii, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with yourself here? What's the next step? Well, coach, I want to go to NFL, or coach, I'm looking to get a job here. And so any type of connections that I can help or our community can help, and the people that are tied into the program or people that are listening that can help, these guys, the biggest thing is that they stay home. The life after football is important, right, to them. And so, football is going to end at some point, but the value of hard work and work ethic and adding value to yourself and then putting it into something after football, it's so important. It's what we preach and talk about. But Shager ended up calling me, okay, and he's like, hey, coach, what are you thinking? And what do you think? I was like, man, I go, there's so many things we talk about during the season, and I know you give me like the deer in the headlight look sometimes, and we talk as an offensive staff, like there's so many off the field projects and off the field learning that we have to do, and we talk about pre-snapping safeties, understanding what safeties are doing, and all these different things that he's learned. He got thrown into the fire. I know he doesn't understand fully, and none of us did. I mean, none of us.
It took some time. Yeah.
It takes some time. Even Colt. I mean, all these guys. We all took a little bit of time. Even the learning curve. Even though I've been in the offense for a number of years at St. Louis, coming over and listening to June's, philosophy about what run and shoot is. I still had to learn his philosophy, and the way that he taught and learned it. And so it takes some time, but I'm excited about where that kid's headed. And if we can add more pieces around and pieces, and more depth, I think we're going to be pretty good.
By the way, Braden Shager finished third in passing in the conference behind Jake Hayner, Chevin Cordero. He was a 55% passer. I'm just throwing out stats. He had 13 touchdowns, 2,348 passing yards. He did have that mark of 10 interceptions, but that's all part of the learning curve. I do have, let's go back to the run and shoot for a second, because there are two questions. Coach Chang, can we truly reach our full potential in the run and shoot without an offensive coordinator that has experience running such a specific offense?
That's a great question. And there's learning curves for coaches as well. I'll say this: the reason why at Nevada I was an inside receivers coach, and I volunteered to coach tight ends at Nevada is because I wanted to learn inside run game. I wanted to learn putting my hand down. I wanted to learn these things while coaching, right? And so it was a skill set that I had to learn. Now, in those 3 years that I spent in that room were so valuable to me, and doing so. And I say that because I think, you know, Ian is probably he's probably the sharpest guy in our room. You know what I mean? And so I have no doubt that he can learn what we're putting out and what we're teaching and what we're talking about. And because it's the same way where I looked at, you know, when I looked at Coach Rolovich's staff and those guys, you know, and Coach Craig, you know, playing receiver, coming and learning with the quarterback room. You know, you put guys like Dan Morrison around, you put guys like June around, and these guys, you know, they start to talk the language, they start to figure it out, and then they can add their experience on top of that, and they can only get better, I think.
So on top of that question, and thanks, great answer, by the way, and it might be because he was present in San Jose, Harry from on YouTube is asking, any possibility of bringing Coach Nick Rolovich back and on the staff?
He's such a good guy. I mean, he really is.
He's wearing a UH shirt.
You know, I haven't seen his wife and his beautiful family.
They were there.
I know, and
yeah.
And they're big, and I mean they're grown up, and it was good seeing my brother. You know, I know he watches us, and you know, I talked to him, and you know, it was good seeing my brother, and you know, anything you know, anything can happen. You know, I know he's helping out in you know, in his hometown, and I think they won the championship on Friday night in his county. But you know, he talks about run and shoot. He said, hey, I saw a certain concept, and he gets it. He's a sharp guy.
So just to recap, yes, we're looking at going to the run and shoot next year, and we are almost out of time for our halftime, and it's time now for random questions.
Okay, here we go.
Chopsticks or fork?
Let's go chopsticks.
Now, if you use chopsticks, do you also eat salad with them?
I can, yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Do you brush your teeth before or after you eat in the morning?
Oh, I brush my teeth before.
Okay.
And after coffee.
No-show socks or long socks?
A little bit of both.
Yeah?
Yeah, because these are show socks right now, and then if I work out, I go no socks. So
like if you're wearing shorts, you go no-show?
Yeah, shorts or no-show.
But long pants?
Long socks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cream in coffee or straight black?
Black.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's like dirt water.
My boys drink that too. It's called kava.
Well, that's not bad. There's an effect after that one. That's why. All right, timeout time. It's halftime here at Call the Coach with Timmy Chang. We'll be back with more at Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua.
Pacxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 450 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at Pacxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
When we talk about reimagining healthcare at Hawaii Pacific Health, we're really talking about you. Because making it easier for you to be healthier is what it's all about. With video visits to see your doctor from anywhere. With virtual urgent care. With more clinics near where you live and work. And with a personalized approach that focuses on prevention. We're reimagining healthcare for you. Visit hawaiipacifichealth.org/telehealth.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
The Holiday Hoops tradition returns. The Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. 12 games, 8 teams, 3 days, and 1 champion. Who will it be? Rick Pitino and Iona? Pepperdine, Washington State, SMU, maybe Seattle U, Utah State, George Washington, or Hawaii. Find out December 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at etickethawaii.com. Mahalo to Hawaiian Airlines, Outrigger Resorts and Hotels, and Heineken. Details at HawaiianAirlinesDiamondHeadClassic.com.
Could you please pass the potatoes?
Uncle Bob, why are you singing?
With all the rewards we are getting, with the Navy Federal Credit Union's cash rewards card, I hired a singing coach for caroling.
But it's summer.
Since we get up to 1.75% cash back on all our holiday purchases, there is cheer to last all year.
Please stop.
These potatoes are delicious, by the way.
Get cheer to last all year with Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Yo, Pablo Torre here, host of the ESPN Daily Podcast. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Pablo Torre. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
Second half here at Ruby Tuesday in Moanalua with Timmy Chang. And we're going to get into a little bit of recruiting, but let's take our caller here, Matthew. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, how's it, Coach? Can you hear me?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good. Coach, it's an honor to speak with you. I was a Hawaii football fan back in the days where you were letting it loose and tearing up the UAB Blazers in the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. So I just want to say it's an honor to speak with you. And, you know, you're the first quarterback I ever watched growing up. And honestly, kind of wanted to be like you, but as a hefty lefty that threw a decent Manning ball and ran a 5.2 40, I was like, I'll just stick to my day job and cheer you guys from the stands. But, you know, I just want to say, before I get to my question, a few things. Like, you know, first of all, thank you for all that you've done for the hometown team. I moved away from Hawaii back in 2017, so I still cheer from afar and, you know, stay up late to watch the games. But, yeah, your post-game speech after San Jose State really moved me, and I just wanted to say, like, you know, it really brought tears to my eyes when you told the players that you loved them, and you know, for the players to just instantly say that they loved you back. And you know, I know you're a player's coach, and you know, if there's one thing this program knows how to do, and one thing that you know how to do is turn things around. And you know, in Timmy we trust, and you know, I believe in the turnaround. I believe in the brotherhood, and you know, I can't wait for next season. John, thanks for having me on the show as well, and just wanted to say great job all year with the broadcast. I think it was awesome to listen to you.
Thank you.
And your two Veneri brothers, you know, Mark and Kainoa. You know, it's just really cool to just see what a family affair it was. And, you know, I think that's what makes Hawaii special, is just, you know, the big things in life, it's all a family affair. And, you know, I can't wait for next season on the broadcast. So can't wait to fire it up next year.
Matthew, thank you so much
anyway,
for the call.
Coach,
appreciate it. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Really appreciate all you guys. And, yeah, I just wanted to, you know, keep things kind of light here. Coach, in regards to uniforms, any chance we can see some retros next year and maybe some silver helmets? And also, I really like the shirts that the coaches wear on the sidelines, the one with the island chain next to the top of H. And I was just wondering if H-Zone will ever carry those, because I am really itching to buy one.
Matt, I really appreciate your comments and thank you. And it you know,
could be the white helmet with the rainbow on it. Just saying.
I tell you what, you know, the first, if there's the first uniform I could go buy, it would be the Cole Brennan's Road white and grays. That would be special to me in you know, honoring him and putting those on the road. And I thought they looked pretty good when they were just slinging the ball all over the field and tearing up and carving up defenses, you know, whether they were throwing it or running it, and coming downhill and hitting some guys. And so, you know, the other thing is that I, you know, as a university, as a, you know, and as a program, I don't think we can print enough shirts, you know, and that's one of the things that I got our president of Nicole Dave Kawada here, and we talk about this, like if we can have 100,000 shirts, you know, printed every year, or an just a big number of, you can never get enough pride into a state, into a program, the banners, the little things, the things that when you see it on the cars, you see it on hanging in people's houses. The flags are flying, the shirts are being worn. I tell you what, every time I'm driving in my car and I see somebody wearing something Hawaii, I know that it's moving me, and that's what this team does. That's what our teams do. You're about to watch the basketball team in Iran, and he feels the same way, man. The state involvement and all the stuff that we wear and we sell. I hope it gets to you guys. I know we came. It's not too far long ago. We just came off of COVID, and a lot of things were backed up because of it. In January, when I just first came out here, I just the restrictions just started to open up. It's kind of hard to remember. It seems like a long time ago, but really last year, watching the games on film, we didn't. There weren't anybody in the stands, until like toward the end, and so things are just starting to open up. The products are starting to roll in. Adidas has had a backlog of orders that they're trying to make up and get out, and so. But I'm with you. As all the things that we wear and we're sporting. I mean, it's people. A lot of the local businesses have gave us shirts. There's so many companies that printed out the H in the shirts, and we wear them all. And I really want you to support these guys and to support our university.
I've got a lot of new school stuff thanks to you. I've got a lot of old school stuff thanks to me. First shirt I would buy is Matthew's shirt. You go print up some "In Timmy We Trust." I got that one for you. He said it, "In Timmy We Trust." I would totally buy that shirt.
Oh man!
And not just because you're sitting next to me either. I'm not just saying that. All right, let's get back to some of the questions here. What is the target age in recruiting? This is from Kalaka on Facebook. The target age for recruiting, are you guys more focused in getting players from the transfer portal, JC route, or high school?
All of the above.
Okay.
And here's the thing. There's certain positions on the field that have immediate needs, and there's guys that got to come into that locker room ready to play and ready to go and represent this state. Now, if they're 18-year-old, they're 18 years old, but it's really hard to find. Those are there's some development that goes along with it, and so, but guys that are ready, we're going to look for in certain positions, but also too, we're a developmental program. I just mentioned Peter Manuma. There's a bunch of guys that we just kind of hit a little bit. We played a little bit in the 4 games. We got them red shirts. We got them experience, and they look the part. They're big, they're long, or they're fast, or they're wide back. They're explosive. They're quick twitch, and maybe somebody maybe they got overlooked in high school for whatever, and they end up coming to us, and in 2 or 3 years you're gonna know this kid's name, and that's how this program is. That's how we make our money. That's how we live on. We live on kids, there's so many. I want to say a kid, but I don't know if it's legal or illegal. But
yeah, don't say it. I don't know.
Yeah, but we've made our living on guys that were maybe overlooked, but at the same time they stay in our program. We love them up, and before you know it, 2, 3, 4 years, they're stars, they're studs, and so we'll it's a ever fluid, moving process that. I mean, it started, it have started, but it's really kicked off since this Monday, since we ended football, and now going into Monday, championship week, and now going to the Bowls. It's a pretty exciting time.
You said when we started the show how important this now this becomes after 13 games. Now it's recruiting time. You honored 23 seniors. Some of those some of them are petitioning to come back. Yeah.
A bunch of guys. They wish they had another year. I just spoke to Caleb Phillips, Ilm, Michael Vanderpool, Malik Hausman, Blessman, JT. I mean, these guys, Zion, they all wish they had another year to be in, because, I mean, we try to keep a good locker room, and we make sure that the guys are, they're bought in and they're doing the right things. But at the same time, I think they're pretty excited about what the direction of what we're heading and where we're going.
And they'll be part of the brotherhood forever. Offensively, though, you just rattled off a bunch of names. Offensively, you're losing a lot of the guys on your line. You're starting running back, your leading receiver, and tight end. Defensively, you got a ton of guys coming back. I mean, that's how important right now is recruiting.
Yeah, some of those guys are leaving, and some of them are in-house. We have them replaced. Some of them we got to go get, and so that's just the reality of it. The biggest one is the offensive line. I mean, a guy like Ilm, I think you'll see playing on Sundays here, and you'll be happy about where he came from, who he represented. Michael Vanderpool, Hop. Stefan. Those are guys that are going to be hard to replace. But at the same time, you still got some guys in house that are expected to step up, but we'll also bring in some depth and some pieces around them.
Here's another text message. Are you anticipating any assistant coaching position changes?
You never know. And it's those things are fluid as well. Those are happening. The coaching shakeup and talk always happens around November, and then when the season ends, it starts to get really serious, and guys got to make decisions for the betterment of their family. I mean, it's never personal. It's always about their family, and I got my Chang gang, and every decision that I make is in the interest of them, and it's the betterment of them. And so, one thing I do know though, when you have continuity and it's consistent and it's over a long period of time and it doesn't get stale, you're always it's always moving and it stays together. Those are really good programs. When you got the brass of it sticking together. And so and you see that there's guys that had 8, 9, 10, 11 15-year stretches, and those are long, but the longer you can kind of hold the core together, the better you be, because there's not that much change and turnover.
This is another text. What are you looking for in a quarterback? And will you be searching for more quarterbacks? I know we got Braden Shea, you got a couple guys in that room, but are you looking for a quarterback, and what are you looking for?
It really depends. It really depends what happens in that quarterback room. Because again, there is the transfer portal. But in a quarterback, you're looking for a guy that's a leader, a guy that can see the field, that can manage the game, that can make the throws, that can stare down you gotta have a unique characteristic of just standing in the pocket, knowing that you're gonna get you might get demolished in there, but your whole team is counting on you to do that and do your job and get the ball down the field. And that's when you got a guy, and you guys in Hawaii have seen it. You guys know what it looks like. You guys know what the quarterbacks that will stand in there and make those throws. And so, I believe I have a tough kid that will do that. Now it's kind of fine-tuning his skill sets and his mind to see things before it happens. And you see glimpses of it. I mean, just going back to the San Jose State game, there's 2 drives in there. We didn't get in on the last one, but there's 2 drives in there that he's making some throws that he's starting to anticipate the ball in windows before it's happening, and that's what it looks like. And it brings trouble to defense if he knows where to go with the ball and be consistent. And so, but the thing about it is that I was around Carson Strong, who was the player of the year, for his last 2 years, and he probably could have came back this past year if he wanted to. But his command and control of the game. When you watch these NFL quarterbacks, you watch Tua, you watch Marcus, you watch the best ones, you watch Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. They're like controlling the game with their cadence, with their actions. They're knowing what's happening. They're able to audible and get you into the right play. Say you see a defense that's backed out and playing, they're playing 8-man in coverage, man. Well, you want a quarterback to say, hey, I don't want to throw in that. Let's go run the ball, and so you don't have to call the perfect play. And so you want a guy that can manage the game and be a guy in the locker room that the players are going to rally behind, and he's going to lead them.
808-296-1420 is the number to text or call in. Time now for some random questions. Hot or cold pizza?
Oh, hot.
Hot pizza. Cold in the morning, though? You don't mind?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't discriminate from hot or cold, to be honest with you.
Okay. Gravy all over or just the meat?
You can go gravy all over, but too much is like too much.
Yeah,
sometimes.
right.
Yeah.
Gravy here, by the way, is super good. I had the Loco Moco today. Super good. I can see why you were eating it every week. Favorite TV show?
Oh, TV show. I don't know. I got a lot of them to catch up on. You know what was pretty good was
the one that you watched after the World Cup today?
Yeah, the 808. Yes. Yeah.
And on that note, we go to break. We'll be right back with more Call the Coach, Timmy Chang.
What are you doing now?
I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homie fall-proof gear.
Ano, think bubble wrap and duct tape going work?
Yeah, I get them. Check this out.
Okay. You okay?
I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting small kind of hot in here.
Oh, no.
It's raining over here. How we pump all the stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Hawaii's holiday tradition is back. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl returns Christmas Eve, up close and personal at the Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders and the San Diego State Aztecs clash in the first postseason game on campus. Plus, $100,000 will be donated for Hawaii teachers and classrooms. Made in Hawaii, played in Hawaii. The 2022 Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Tickets at etickethawaii.com. For details, visit thehawaiibowl.com. Let's fill the house for this ESPN televised game. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl.
Pacxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 450 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at Pacxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
When we talk about reimagining healthcare at Hawaii Pacific Health, we're really talking about you. Because making it easier for you to be healthier is what it's all about. With video visits to see your doctor from anywhere. With virtual urgent care. With more clinics near where you live and work. And with a personalized approach that focuses on prevention. We're reimagining healthcare for you. Visit hawaiipacifichealth.org/telehealth.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
Tuesday, Moanalua, our final quarter here for the entire season, actually. It's been great working with you. We want to talk about real quick the breaking news that happened today, that the College Football Committee announced that the football playoffs are going to expand from 4 teams to 12 teams. And what that means is the Power 5 will get they'll get their automatics. And now the Group of 5, the highest ranking Group of 5 member or a conference champion, which, by the way, Hawaii is part of the Group of 5, which means there's an opportunity now for a team like Hawaii to play in the college football playoffs. What does that do for recruiting?
It's huge. You know, for competition, as you want to measure yourself, and you know, there's really good teams in the Group of 5. You saw Cincinnati last year, and every year there'll be a really good team that wants to compete at the high level and test themselves. And so that's exciting. Exciting for college football. You know what it is. I mean, we just get to watch more football. That's what it sounds like.
Absolutely, yeah. A couple more weeks of football, but I'm excited at the fact that, you know, back in 2007, Hawaii played in the Sugar Bowl, and they would have been in the college football playoff and looking at a national championship. I mean, the potential of a national championship.
Yeah, and that's special, right? And that's special. That's all you can ask for is an opportunity, and really what you have to do is you just got to take care of your schedule and your season, right?
Right.
You got to take care of your 12 or 13 games and control what you can. Whatever's on that schedule, you control what you can, and then you see where you end up at the end of the year.
Which, by the way, we are 268 days away from kickoff. August 26th at Vanderbilt, Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure they'll be there.
Yeah. No, that's good. Good town. Yeah, it's a really good town.
So it goes Vanderbilt, August 26th. Friday, September 1st is Stanford at home. Then the 9th is Albany on a Saturday at home. Then you go away to Oregon on the 16th. And on the 23rd, it's at home against New Mexico State. That's the non-conference schedule. Conference schedule hasn't been announced, but it will change. You're going to be and that actually we know who we're going to play on the road and at home. We just don't know the dates.
Yeah. And it's leading up to an exciting year. I mean, you look at those teams and they're going to be good. You see Vanderbilt beating Kentucky, beating Florida. Starting to end on a strong note toward the end of the season. I think they won the most games since I think our coach at Penn State, Franklin, have won. But it's going to be exciting. You start with Vanderbilt, and then you come home for Stanford, and you're going to watch what unfolds over there with Coach Shaw stepping down, and then you get a good FCS opponent at home in Albany.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Autzen and play Oregon. And then you come home and try to avenge that loss from last year against New Mexico State.
And the home games are going to be against Air Force, Colorado State, San Diego State, who Hawaii will play every year according to the new schedule, and San Jose State. That's at home. On the road, it's Nevada, New Mexico, UNLV, and Wyoming. That's always a fun trip.
Yeah, that's good. I thought, I really thought that we had Air Force, but
yeah, I thought that was going to happen too, but it's apparently not.
Okay, that was good because we might have had to ask a boss man to see if we're going to stay out there for 2 weeks, Colorado State, and
yeah.
Anyway,
we want to say thank you to all the sponsors of Call the Coach, presented by Pacxa and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii. Of course, to Rick Nakashima, who's been a gracious host for us. Also want to say thank you to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for being a great sponsor. They've gone to the games. They've been here at Call the Coach. To Hawaii Pacific Health and IBEW Local 1186. Thank you for sponsoring this show. Coach, thank you to you. Good luck in the offseason. You won the offseason for what short amount of time it was here. I know a lot of people are hopeful that this turns around and that you're the guy to do it. Your final thought?
Yeah, I like to thank, of course, our sponsors, our athletic department, and really our state. Again, I'll say it again, and I'll be out there in the community. You'll see me out there. It's really about the state's commitment and love for these programs, our University of Hawaii programs, not just football, basketball, baseball, all our women's sports. It's about all of us, and I love this state, and I love our school, and the work. I think this is the biggest off season yet. This is the one that gets us to where we want to be, and the work's not done, but you'll see me, and of course I want all my local boys to stay home, and be here representing the state with me, but it's not done without the fans and the community and everybody involved, and so I want to thank everybody, and for me the work is just starting, and so it's another important day tomorrow, and they're going to be all important as we go on.
How about a big hand for Timmy Chang? Up next, men's basketball versus Texas A&M Commerce at the Simplify Arena at the Stan Sheriff Center. Everybody drive safe and along.
You've been listening to Call the Coach with Timmy Chang, brought to you in part by
Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, IBEW Local 1186, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Hawaii Pacific Health, HGEA, and Pacxa.
This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Honolulu.
Pacxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 450 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at Pacxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
When we talk about reimagining healthcare at Hawaii Pacific Health, we're really talking about you. Because making it easier for you to be healthier is what it's all about. With video visits to see your doctor from anywhere. With virtual urgent care. With more clinics near where you live and work. And with a personalized approach that focuses on prevention. We're reimagining healthcare for you. Visit HawaiiPacificHealth.org